Do you guys have some LEGO Star Wars minifigures sitting around that you guys don't know the value of? Well, this is the video for you guys. This is going to be 10 expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigures that you may own. Let's talk about it. So yes guys, welcome back to another episode of the expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigure series I do on this channel. This is episode number 3, and yes guys, we got 10 more unique LEGO Star Wars minifigures to talk about. Basically their prices, when they came out, and kind of why I think they are that price. As always guys, really quick before I start this video, every price in this video is based off of bricklink.com and the USA market. I'm personally in the United States, and most of my audience is as well, so that's why I always base off of this price, just so we're all aware. So yes guys, moving on to number 10, which these are in no specific order, we've got Zuckuss right here. So he came out in the 2019 20th Anniversary Slave 1, a minifigure long time in the making. It took over 20 years for them to finally make a Zuckuss minifigure. And with that information in mind guys, about 2 years after the set retired, the minifigure right now is going for about $45 used and roughly $60 new. So, everyone wants to recreate that iconic scene from Empire Strikes Back. That's basically the only media he was ever shown in, and everyone wants him for that reason. And also just because it's a badass bounty hunter, and the 20th Anniversary Slave 1 now is going for a pretty penny itself. It's going for about $200 to $250 sealed, and this is definitely the best minifigure out of there, and definitely a one that will be sought after for a long time, and I'm not too sure if we'll ever see him again in a set, at least for a long while. So that's number 10 guys. Alright guys, so moving on to the next one, we actually got a very large priced one right here. I want to throw in right here. We got Queen Amidala from all the way back in 2012. She came out in the Gungan sub from that year, and right now she's going for about $200 used and about $250 new, and realistically closer to that $300 mark. There are some that are still hanging around $250, but realistically, there's a very small market at that price, and I think she'll be about $300 new very shortly. And yeah, this is a minifigure that's definitely crazy. It's gone up over the years, tremendously. I remember back in even early 2020 when I got my copy, I think I paid about $55 for mine, and even at that time, it was like, everyone was saying, "Oh, that's pretty crazy." It was realistically probably like a $70 minifigure. I got a little bit of a deal on it. Very much a proud owner of having this. I love this minifigure. I'm a huge fan of like Anakin, Padme, everything to do with the prequels. And this minifigure, LEGO knocked it out of the park with it. And I doubt we'll ever see anything of this magnitude ever again. They really did a really good job for 10 years ago, and understandably so. That is why this minifigure is really pushing that mid 200 mark. You guys can get some that are damaged. There's quite a few damaged ones between Bricklink and eBay. If you guys don't care about that, you guys can get it for the low hundreds or middle hundreds. So if you guys want to save 50 to $100 and get one with a cracked arm or some bite marks on it, there's a solution for that. But let's move on to the next one guys. So moving on to number 8, this is actually a minifigure that probably most of us don't own, but I really wanted to kind of mention this in a video like this because I had no clue this minifigure was this expensive right now. There's actually 2 versions of her, large eyes and small eyes. I'll be talking about kind of both right here, I guess. The large eye version is much cheaper, but we got the small eye version of the female Padawan. So right here, guys, the female version of the Padawan is going for about $150 used and about $200 new. The large eye one is going for roughly about $100 either way you look at it. And this is from a New York Toy Fair exclusive set back in 2013 from the Yoda Chronicles, and that set is pretty crazy. I gotta be honest, like it's one of those, I feel like it's a very forgotten set right now, and on the off chance you ever got that yourself, you're looking at roughly, definitely check the eyes on your minifigure first off. I'll try to put up a comparison right here, and if you guys have that minifigure anywhere in your bins, if you guys possibly have that set, definitely go check it, and definitely go make sure you have that minifigure in good condition, since that's like anywhere from $100 to about a $200 minifigure. So let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, so let's come back down to reality here for the next one. We got Princess Leia in the disguise outfit, or also known as Bausch. She came out in the Jabba's Palace from 2012, and this one is a very, very cool minifigure. Again, they really knocked it out of the park. A lot of people say there's a lot of minifigures they need to remake from like that era, but I really do think like LEGO was almost like in its prime for coming out with like new molds and just new unique characters back in those early 2010 sets like that. So right now guys, she's going for roughly $75 used and about $90 to $100 new. So this minifigure right here, guys, might actually be kind of caught up in the controversy behind the Jabba's Palace, as to, LEGO will probably never make another original, Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Jabba's Palace ever again. They'll have to kind of stray away and make it Boba's Palace, or just overall make it a little bit different and not the same. So, because there's really no other set that this minifigure could really appear in, if we think about it. This is the only scene she was ever shown in, in the movie. Anything on a sail barge wouldn't really make too much sense. I guess they realistically could put her on a sail barge. So nonetheless, guys, I think this is a very strong minifigure, and let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, so coming in with number 6 right here, we got one that's not really a high price tag, but definitely one where you guys probably have this guy sitting in your bins right now and have no clue this guy's worth this price. So we're talking about the Gray Squadron pilot from the 2014 B-Wing Playscale set, and right here guys, just an average little pilot that came out in one set back in the day. That B-Wing's very sought after. That B-Wing is going for a hefty price, sealed right now on the aftermarket, but the minifigure himself is going for about $25 used and a little bit over $30 new right now. So that is definitely one of those minifigures where if you have that B-Wing set from 2014 and you just kind of think of it as just like a regular old B-Wing, maybe a $5 pilot's in there, definitely go take that guy out of your cockpit and maybe treat him a little bit better. He is worth 25-30 bucks right now, and forever I think this minifigure will kind of catch that price. It's pretty rare right now. There's only 19 sellers of them in the US on Bricklink, so overall I think that set from 2014 is very sought after. A lot of people want it, and a lot of people want that accurate pilot for the B-Wing also. So this one was definitely a surprise to me. Again, one of those pilots that I've always kind of thought was just maybe a $7, maybe a $10 pilot, just because it's a little bit older, but roughly $30 now is definitely a very nice surprise in my opinion. Let's move on to the next one. So coming down, guys, to the halfway marker right here, this is a minifigure that I've seen a lot over the past month or so, of course, after doing all these videos. And this is, I think, in my opinion, a minifigure that is a decently high price compared to what it was back in the day. But even right now, I think it's a slightly underpriced. And I'm very surprised it's actually not more right now. That being Poggle the Lesser. So he came out in the Duel and Geonosis set back in 2013. Very unique Geonosis. Again, only in the Clone Wars and Episode 2. But nonetheless, I mean, a very, very awesome minifigure. I mean, this guy looks stellar. Again, like another prime example of just back in 2012, 2013, them making new and unique molds that we'll never see again. Lego had that knocked out of the park back then. So right now, guys, the minifigures only go for about $20 used and roughly $25 to about $30 new. And if I was not paying attention to the Lego market over the past 3 years and I came back into the game and someone told me Poggle Lester's going for $60, $70, I would definitely believe it, because the market's very small on them, only about 20 sellers right now. And this is a minifigure that, again, I'll probably truthfully put a $50 bet right here, saying that I don't think we'll see Poggle the Lesser anytime in the next 10 years. I think based off of all the Lego Star Wars minifigures that Lego is not doing right now, Poggle the Lesser is probably at the very bottom of that list, and that is the reason why I don't think he'll ever come out again. But let's move on to the next one, guys. Alright guys, so moving on to number 4, another beautiful minifigure back in 2013 is the Princess Leia, the Endor outfit from the Ewok Village UCS set. So this one right here, guys, another, again, beautiful minifigure. I think Lego really has something going special back in 2009 through 2015, and her price right now, UCS set and all, is surprisingly not that much, but still very expensive, just for a regular little minifigure, going for about $55 used and about $75 new right now. So this is still a minifigure I need to pick up for my collection, and I need to probably do it pretty soon here, because I think after I make this video, I've been kind of noticing, and a few people have messaged me on Instagram that you can actually kind of tell, some of you guys are picking up these minifigures at these prices now, because naturally, most of these minifigures will continue to go up and up. So I probably got to pick this minifigure up in between when I film this video and actually upload it. But there is my number 4, guys. All right, guys, coming down to the last 3 right here, moving on to another 2013 minifigure, and what can I say? Another beautiful minifigure with a very awesome, unique head mold. We got Reese right here from the Jabba sail barge. This is one where I definitely think a Jabba sail barge we will get eventually again in the next 2 or 3 years, potentially even next year. And Reese right here himself is going for about $45 used and about $60 new. But I think for kind of a run-of-the-mill minifigure from a sail barge from back in the day, I think fetching about $50 to $60 right now is definitely a pretty hefty price, and definitely kind of unexpected. But nonetheless, guys, that's number 3. Let's move on to the second one. Alright guys, so moving on to number 2, I guess this is actually kind of a controversial opinion, is this actually a minifigure or not? Bricklink classifies as one, so I'll put it on this list right here. We have Salacious B. Crumb. So it came out in the 2012 Jabba's Palace, and this is a minifigure where, luckily at least, he has potential to show up in a future sail barge. But the current one right now, guys, which again is a very detailed little thing for back in 2012, is going for about $40 used and about $50 brand new. And in my opinion, again, if you want to make sure you get it in a sealed plastic bag to verify that it's brand new, comes in the little plastic bag, you'll be paying a little bit more. I believe the cheapest one right here that I see for that is, let's see, about $55 right now if you want to get it in the sealed bag. So yeah, nonetheless, guys, very, very cool. Definitely something that might be in the bottom of your Lego bin somewhere. So if you guys remember having this guy and you guys can't find him, maybe look for him for a little bit. Again, that's like a $40, $50 minifigure that you have right there, and you definitely don't want to lose him or damage him any more than he might already be. So let's move on to the first one, guys. So moving on to number 1, guys, this is actually a minifigure that we all got for free back in the day if we were lucky enough. So this is the 2012 May 4th poly bag, that being the TC-14 right here. minifigure. So a very awesome kind of, you know, chrome silver protocol droid. And right now, guys, it's about $90 out of the bag and roughly about $110 new in the bag. So the out of the bag market is basically at the same price as the new in the bag market. So if you guys were to get this minifigure for yourself, I definitely recommend just paying that extra 20-30 bucks, grabbing him in the bag, and realistically at that point you're guaranteed a fresh minty minifigure. You know, especially with all the chrome on him, you definitely don't want to buy a used one that has, you know, super bad condition with the chrome scraping off. So this is actually one that LEGO gave us for free back in the day. I mean, just looking back, can you guys believe this? Like, we got stuff like this back in 2012, and now we're getting like BB-8 little buildable guys, you know, a couple years ago that, you know, I think that poly bag's literally only worth like $6 still. Like, that's just crazy. I know value isn't everything on everything, but again, for what it's worth, you know, if LEGO's expecting us to spend, you know, $150, $200 on May 4th, the least they can do is just give us a quality promo, I feel, which hopefully next year we get something better. I'm not putting my hopes too high, but nonetheless, guys, there's the list. Let's close off the video. So as always, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this series right here. You guys seem to be loving these videos. I really do enjoy making them. I'm actually learning quite a few things myself. You know, I definitely have a very good knowledge, I think, in the past month of kind of every minifigure value almost. So far, I've not had to actually repeat any minifigures in any of these series, which I'm very happy about. Just so, you know, you guys aren't rewatching the same content, and, you know, both of us, you know, you and I are learning about, you know, totally different minifigures every single time. So there's that, guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video, and hopefully you guys have these minifigures and pick them up before it's too late, before they even get more expensive. And I'll see you guys on the next one, guys. Bye, guys, and stay safe.